So back again this week with Trev. We're going to have a look at the Valley this weekend. Of course, Manikato Stakes Friday night into Cox Plate on Saturday. How you going, Trev?
Good, Mark. Good.
Caulfield overall was a pretty good week.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, well, yeah, with the weather and things. So I think on the Wednesday with all the rain, we just bet in the one race and got a terrific result.
Yeah.
We just backed 2 horses and they savaged the line. So I think it was 5 units, 6 units, just under 6 units, and then Cup Day, same thing. We only bet in a couple of races, just the way things fell, and we found the Cup winner.
I was going to say, got the winner.
Yeah. So the winner was a slide overlay, so we were on it. So that was good. So yeah, the 3 days of the carnival, overall we finished up winning, which was good. And today at Geelong, we've had not a bad day there either. So
yeah, I was going to say, so Geelong today.
Yeah, we found the first couple of winners, so that's been good.
Yeah, a couple of winners early, good collect early, but not in the Cup. I don't think many people had that.
No, it's been sort of half a horse of mine, and I just thought it was terrible the other day, and thought it might have been a first up horse, but maybe it was just a shifty ground, but he exploded today.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, right. So we're off to the Valley Friday night and Saturday, so the 2-day carnival, the way they do it. As always at the Valley, everyone wants to know about the track. Have you got any clues as yet? It's Wednesday afternoon.
Not really, but every meeting they've had so far, it doesn't matter where the rail's been, it's pretty much been on pace.
Yeah.
So, and traditionally in the past, this meeting's sort of been on pace as well, rather than true. The issues will just be whether they get the rain. I think there is some rain maybe predicted, storms Friday night into Saturday, so they become just hit and miss whether they cop them or not. But as a starting point, you should be working on sort of being an on-pace sort of track.
Do they move the rail into Saturday?
No. They've tinkered with it in the past, but now they just leave it there.
Yeah.
So I think one of Winx's Cox Plate wins. It rained in between, and I think it was the inside was a no-go zone, and then another year Winx won. It was just a one-lane highway on the. I think it might have been a first or second one. Maybe it was one. It was just a one-lane highway on the inside.
Yep.
So sometimes it's going to be a bit hard to work out.
Yeah. We'll have a look at a few of the bigger races over the weekend. So Friday night, of course, the Group 1, the Manikato over the 1200. Once again, of course, the race probably not quite what it used to be, given the Everest has taken all the big names, but still a pretty competitive race. Looking at the early markets here with TopSport, sort of 4 horses in the market. So Palali at $3.80, Coolangatta $5. Looks like it might have been backed a bit. Ballanipatina $5.50, Rothfire $6.50. So Palali favourite, but you mentioned you don't really like it. Oh
no, no. I thought Coolangatta was favourite. Coolangatta was the one I didn't like. I thought Coolangatta was a really good risk at running strong, running 1200 metres. Pretty much every start, it's going very slowly its last 200 metres.
Yep.
And for the class of the races that it's run in, it's never run. It's over 1200. It struggles to run benchmark.
Yeah, right.
So only once in its career, which was its first start, has it ever run its last 200 better than the benchmark for that class. So, it's going slow. It won as a 2-year-old, won at Doomben over 1200 in the Gold Coast, but just thought it might have been a risk. It's high pressure in this race. You'll have to burn it up from 1 again.
Yep.
And I just thought it might be a chance for a sort of a blowout here. And then the other horse in the market, Bellanipatina, each drawn barrier 2.
Yeah.
It'll be sort of sitting up its clacker. So I thought
you do like it, but there's a chance it's
it might be up the clacker. So it might make the race for Palili. Palili might be the one that sort of just settles off the fence and gets the good run.
Yep. What about Rothfire?
And Rothfire I thought had a good chance as well. Probably wasn't suited the other day, and he can sit on the speed as well. So I was sort of looking for the horses sort of going to be in the running line.
Yep.
So just sort of depends on the market, but yeah, I'd be sort of trying to find Paul Ely and Rothfire, and then outside them, it's pretty, wide. You sort of got to go pretty wide open to anything else. Yeah, it would surprise me if something else won.
Okay, no worries. So possibly a bit of value there.
Yeah.
We'll jump into Saturday and just have a look at a couple of the key races. So Crystal Mile is race 6 at 3 on Saturday. So just looking at the market for that at the moment. Tuvalu, mate, is $3.20. And Gentleman Roy at $5.50. My Oberon at $6. Military Expert $7. Visionary $8. Call Sign Mav $9. So a few in the market. What did you think, Tuvalu?
I've got Tuvalu favourite. I think he can either depend on the pace. There's good pace in this race. Several want to go forward.
Yep.
So I think he can either sit outside the leader, or if there's pressure from the outside, he can take the trail and sit sort of one out, one back.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely thought he was the horse to beat.
Yep.
My Oberon, I don't know. It's got reasonable time form ratings. It's won some races. It's first up for Annabelle Niche, and the market tends to know with these horses.
Yep.
Sometimes you can sort of put their time form ratings in, but then some defy the time form ratings. So
yep.
you tend to, with these oversources, I've just learned you're just best to go with what the market says. So all I sort of do is if you're betting in the race, then you just save on them. General Roy, it's got a good chance, and Military Expert. Probably makes it a bit hard for it. She's drawn the outside, so she's probably going to have to ease and come back.
Yep.
But again, there's good speed in this race. But I thought Tuvalu was the sort of the one that's the one to beat.
So around 320 at the moment. Any value in it?
Got it slightly longer than that. Yeah, I'd sort of want 350, 360 sort of thing.
No worries. I might have a look at the Gold Cup as well, the Moonee Valley Gold Cup, which is race 8. Over the 2,500 metres, Francesco Guardi $4.20, Person $4.40, Desert Icon $6.50, Grand Promenade and Lunar Flare both $8.50. So again, a few horses in the market. What was on top for you?
Francesco Guardi should have won last start.
Yeah.
Was big odds though, but it has had some reasonable figures.
Yep.
Before, and gets McDonald here.
Jumped at $16.
So I thought it was the one. Sometimes the market lets you on these horses because they sort of trust the SP a bit, but I thought it was pretty good. And as I say, McDonald goes on, and it's in its sort of second prep from sort of coming from overseas. I like these horses. Last start was the first time I've been to this distance range since coming to Australia.
Yep.
So I think there's no reason to suggest that it can't return that figure. So I thought it was the one to beat.
Okay.
And then I thought Per Sam was good the other day.
Yep.
He drops in weight because this set weights and penalties race. So he drops 4 kilos on his run the other day.
Yeah.
Should be fit now. So D Lane, he can sort of roll forward if he wants to. I thought it was the second pick.
Yep.
And then Lunar Flare's going good. It's going to have to go back to last again. Last start it sort of was able to sort of sit midfield on the inside and save ground on the inside. This time it's probably going to have to come around them.
Yeah.
But I thought it and sort of Desert Icon maps well. It sits sort of just inside on the fence, so it's probably got a chance as well. But it'd be sort of trying to find Francesco Guardi and Persan here.
Yeah, 420 at the moment for Francesco Guardi and Persan 440.
Yeah, well, I got Persan a bit longer than that, and I've got that's, to me, that's overs for Francesco Guardi.
No worries. Well, we might run through the big one, the Cox Plate. So it's 5:10 on Saturday at the Valley. Just quickly, the race overall, a good addition, do you think?
Well, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is. Like, these are the horses. So, Yeah, funny. Sometimes you can go back in history and look at in the past and go, well, gee, they weren't that good. But this is the group that it is.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a good addition. You know, there's a couple. There's a few chances and a few sort of blowout chances. So I thought it wasn't a bad race.
Yeah, right. We might run through them just to get a bit of a picture. Zaaki at $3.90.
So I've got now it should be fully fit now. From one, I think she'll kick up and hold the lead, or she has to sort of kick up and hold the lead.
Yep.
So I've got it second pick, and just with the percentages of the market, I've got it a bit longer than the market.
Yep. Number 2 on Thunderstruck is $13.
I've got it about $13. The problems now is as it goes to a sort of bigger field, it's drawn 10, so it's going to be second last or last.
Yep.
So it'll need the speed on it, need a good ride. It has got Zara.
Yep.
But it wouldn't shock me if they went hard and it won at sort of $18, $20 range.
The 3's Alligator Blood at $17.
I thought it was good 2 starts ago in the small field, and then last start I thought it was a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
It's drawn the outside, so it definitely has to just go forward here and try and sit outside Zaaki or cross it. I was prepared to risk it, so I'd sort of want $20 plus.
Got that synthetical filler, I think I saw too.
Yeah, I think it might only just be. I think it lost a shoe the other day, so I don't think it's a big deal. But
the 4's Mr. Brightside, $15.
Yeah, it was better the other day.
Yep.
When they rode it back. It's drawn 11 here, and he's got put winkers on. So this was one I didn't know what he was going to do because, I thought he'd probably go forward being Williams, but it's going to have to do some work. Yep. And then if he went back, he's going to need the speed on. So and it ran well last start, but I would have thought you'd want $30 plus.
Fair enough. The 5 is Malanga, $31.
Same thing. Not really thinking it could win the Cox Plate. I don't know if it's really that good a horse, and I'd sort of want 50s.
Yep. 6 is Gold Trip, $13.
Yeah, it's interesting. It was good last week, but that was on its preferred ground. It was on a soft track and 2400. Now it comes back in trip, but gets blinkers again, and then gets Jamie Spencer, who's a gun overseas rider, but it hasn't ridden here for. And again, sort of drawn a middle gate, so it's hard to work out whether they're going to go forward with the blinkers or midfield and back.
Yep.
So I just priced it. I sort of put in the price, and then I know it's around that price. I think it's like a $12 to $15 shot.
Fair enough. The 7's Law of Indices, $34.
Ran good last start, is going to 2,000 for the first time, has been coming off handicap form, so just thought with the pressure, when the pressure really builds that last bit, the last 400 it might be found wanting, so I thought it was a only rough chance.
Yeah. So the 8's Young Werther and the 9's Maximal, they're both $61 at the moment.
Yeah, I
them, I hope.
Didn't have them. We've had them both longer than 100 to 1.
Number 10 is the long-time favourite now, Anamoe. Looks pretty steady, $2.35. I'm assuming you're on top.
And I've got it about $2.50 at the moment. So
right.
So I've got it around about. It's flying. It should it sort of lost a bit of ground last start on the corner. Rattled home late, thought it could improve off that run. Gets a gun run here, so I think he just sits one out, one back. So, if sort of Zaaki leads and then Alligator Blood comes across, it'll sit can sit third or fourth. Yep. If there's others, Mr. Brightside and all those horses want to go forward, he can set another pair back.
Yep.
It's drawn 4, so he sits in the running line. I just thought it was the horse to beat.
11's Profondo, $71.
I don't think it's just not going good enough.
And 12 is El Bodegon, $8.50.
Yeah, it's hard to price this horse off its time form rating. I should have it 40 to 1.
Yep.
But I've just learnt that you're better off going with what market says.
The
market seems to know. The market knew the other year with that state of rest.
Yep.
It didn't have a great time form rating, but the market knew.
Yep.
So, yeah, I just basically, I just put it in at the market and follow the market. And then if we can back Anamoe and Zaaki and save on it, I think that's just the way, there's too many unknowns. You're working off figures that, someone else has produced in time form ratings, and you can't really line them up. So
I was going to say the price on Anamoe has moved a lot. Is there anything at all, do you think, that McDonald and Cummings would be concerned about? Would they have any concern over anything, or?
No, I wouldn't have.
No, there's really no reason to bet against it by the look of things. No,
well, I think the favourites in the Cox Plate have got a true record, because generally it's the race for the best horses.
Yep.
And it's a clear-cut favourite, and as I say, it was good the other day.
Yep.
It just had a bit of trouble getting around the corner. Moonee Valley's Canberra did run second in this race last year as a 3-year-old. It's a year older here, and, arguably it's got the best rider in the country on it, and mapped to sort of get the right run. So he's going to have a lot of horses behind him.
Yeah, ticks a few boxes then.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, well, it's so you've probably still got a fair bit of work ahead of you with what is it, 19, 18 or 19?
19, yeah, and I was hoping to try and get a look at the couple of other provincial meetings, but we'll just see how we go there. If something pops up, but it's just this time of year, it's a bit of a practice round for Cup Week, where you got 4 meetings in sort of 8 days. So
absolutely,
yeah.
All right, well, we'll chat again next week ahead of Derby Day and into Cup Week. So good luck for the weekend.
Great, thanks, Mark.